cmpradio.net. It's the station.
We're good. cmpradio.net, man. You already know this is Uncle P, and this is the Cultivating Mature Positivity Podcast. And today, we are honored to welcome Mr. Ike Jones. How you doing, Ike? How you feeling, good brother?
John, I want to give honor to God, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank God that I do feel good, that I'm woke today and up. Got my son on my side. He's been supporting me through this process.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you in front of everybody. You've always been there for me.
Absolutely.
I said that when we did the banquet.
Yes, sir.
You know, that was only should have been one banquet.
Right.
And it turned into two banquets.
Right.
But when I first met you, you told me whatever you need before.
Whatever you need. Right.
And that helped me.
Right.
And there was several people, but not a whole lot.
Right.
That hooked up with me that way.
Absolutely.
And we got it done.
Yeah.
And today, that scholarship fund is thriving.
Come on.
We have given 19 scholarships,
Yes.
adding this year.
Yes.
Going to the banquet April 28th. We're going to be out to Springfield Country Club.
Okay.
And we're going to celebrate with those families and those kids.
Okay.
Me and my wife always goes out. I like Chester to start when they see that to advertise and come out because that fund is established because of Chester residents.
Absolutely.
They supported me, my family's legacy, and they created the funds to have this thing go on. It's 19 to date, and we have money in that fund to last several more years.
Right.
So without any effort, we don't need another banquet. So I just want to get that out there out front because it's not the first time that you've given me a platform to speak about something.
No, and it won't be the last time. I'm hoping, right?
No, it won't be.
When you were just mentioning about legacy, right now we're here to honor your mother. It's Tommie Lee Jones, right? I don't think I was really active when Mom was out there helping the community, right? I heard so much about her, right? And she inspires a lot of the work that I do with children, right? Just to get the children to think differently, right? Get them to think positively about where they are right now. On May 2nd, they're dedicating a street sign, right? Renaming 5th and Parker.
Yes.
Right? Tommie Lee Jones Way. What's the name of the street?
Ike and Tommie Lee Jones
Ike
Way.
and Tommie Lee Jones Way. Absolutely.
True blessing.
Absolutely. So, recognizing her contributions to the community, her love for the community, and lasting imprint she left on generations of people, man. Today's conversation is about legacy, family, and community leadership, and the responsibility of carrying forward the values that built the foundation that we stand on today.
Yep.
Right? So let's get into this, man. Like how does it feel, number one? And how did the process start?
The process started with the young gentleman, two twins, and I should have got their last names, Darren and Daryl. But the one approached me about a statue, the Mosley brothers. Yes. That's why I keep Dray with me, man. Dray's got that journalist mind.
Listen.
And we've been working together for a while, man. I appreciate my boys. Him and Ike both keep Daddy on his toes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Mosley brothers. He approached me about a year ago, and the idea came from him. It was funny because the issue I had was when my parents died, and I said this before I started the banquet, what was I going to do to continue their legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Because we tend to think that legacies come from all the TV stars we see and their kids.
Yeah.
Like I worked with a guy that talked about John Wayne nephews and what they were doing. You know, and you hear about these actors and actresses, these pro ball players and their kids. We have a lot of people here that have legacies.
Yes.
You know, a lot of families that come from legacies.
Yes.
And that their parents and their grandparents have left us to live out. For me, living a legacy life is just this, just doing exactly what they did in a different way. I'm not able to network at the level, nor do I have to, that my mom and dad had to do back then.
Right.
There's too many opportunities out here now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you talked about laying the groundwork for people to succeed today, I think that's what a lot of them did back then.
That's what
Not
did.
just my mother, but a lot of the old timers that worked in the community, that established programs, that enlightened people's lives, that expanded opportunities for them. I think those people was used to do the groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
I know mom and dad sacrificed an awful lot.
Awful.
Not only did they open the house up, but they were meant to do it because that didn't bother them.
Right.
But they had struggles with their own people, you know, to achieve those goals, you know. But I think back then, what they had to lay the groundwork is allowing people to see and do a lot of things that they probably wouldn't have the opportunity to do or want to do.
Right.
So I think that's where their legacy really relies, because the people that I run across, and it's been happening now for over the last 20 years, that's living a legacy life.
Yep.
When you can't walk into a supermarket or go into a basketball game or a football game and somebody don't remind you of something
Right.
that your parents may have done to help them,
Absolutely.
or may have said to them.
Absolutely.
You know, and that drives me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It makes me a little different when I'm in a workplace, to me, because I know I have that to fall back on.
Absolutely.
You know, so you may stand out, you know, you may not be liked for it, but I'm stronger. I'm stronger. I have integrity because of it. I have vision. I have hope. I have love for people. All this has been laid out because of the way they raised us.
Right.
Saturday is going to be a big day, not just for me. It's going to be, I expect the people that will be there, and I'm going to talk about the type of people I'm hoping and looking to come. They affected all those folks' lives. It's a lot of people they affected. I mean, in fact, there's probably over 68,000 people they served over a period of 50 years.
Wow.
Lou Fields has been talking to me. Right. He was with my mother for a lot of years.
A lot of years.
He laid out some information for me.
Absolutely.
He said, you want to make sure it's key that the people that attended events and did life-changing things with your mom and dad
are there,
that you call them out.
Absolutely.
And you want to bring them in.
Right.
I'm going to talk about some of those people today. When you look at the Chester flood, we had a flood back then. You won't remember it. I barely remember it. But I remember the Black Youth Society members.
Right.
Dexter Davis, Jackie Goldsboro, Stephen McKellar, Clinton Johnson. They were young, but they were thriving to be something. And as we see, they established those goals.
Yes, they did.
But they were the Black Youth Society back then. And my mom and dad, some of their notoriety came when the Blue Cross had to come in and assist those families. This was a terrible flood. It wiped out the whole Erie Park, and it wiped out the high school.
Right.
Part of it, where the kids had to go to school, part in the morning, part in the afternoon. I remember that.
Right.
But alongside of those Blue Cross members, first time I seen Blue Cross in here, trucks and the whole bit, right alongside of them was Black Youth Society members, handing out supplies and things that people needed. Right. And that's when, you know, my mom and dad, people took notice, these people are different. Right. They're in here not for themselves, not for gain. They're here to do work.
Right.
And I would hear the back room talk in the house. Representatives would be at the house. My mom would feed them. They would talk about what they were going to do. Yep. I seen a lot of planning. I seen some of the people that made a difference in the city of Chester, doctors and lawyers and stuff, medical people that came to Chester to do work. A lot of times they came through our living room because they knew my mom and dad. So any kind of advocacy work, people would reach out to them.
Absolutely.
You know, you talk about I'm looking for people that was part of that.
Right.
it's been a long time.
Right.
Any Black Youth Society member around that was there, I'd like to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about feeding people. The reason I'm doing that because I want my mom's spirit to be felt that day.
Absolutely.
She was about that. She always cooked and stuff, you know, and so that's what that's for. But I would like to be feeding people that was a part of the flood.
Right.
I like to be feeding families that was affected by the daycares.
Come on.
There was 3 daycares, state daycares in the city of Chester.
3.
For some reason, they wanted to close them.
Absolutely.
Huge. You're talking about over 2,000 or 3,000 families will be affected like that. Mom and Lou got into negotiations with the state, and they gave them the contract. Now, when they talk about gave them the contract, it wasn't like, oh, this is opportunity to have a salary.
Right.
This was like, oh, look how many families you're saving.
Right.
And we were loved for that. She was loved. By the time I started going around the daycares, I didn't even know it was so big because I was working in the private sector.
Right.
My father had me set up with some stuff. And, but it came a time when I had time to get involved in that. And I noticed the daycares was humongous, but it wasn't that. It was the families felt comfort and they felt the love that she presented. No state program would have gave that.
At all.
I like to see those families that was affected by that to come out that day. Now, we talk about the Blue Route. Everybody uses 476. Senator Bell was battling to get that through here, that corridor, open 476. He had all kind of challenges. Came to my mother and Lou, said we need some support to show up in Marble Newtown. So now I'm probably about 12, so I'm starting to pay attention to things. The thing was to get as many people as we could. So I went out along with Youth in Action members, because now it transitioned to Youth in Action. And this is some of my friends too. We had a young Black Youth Society, young people around my age that was meeting at the house. And we gave out flyers and promoted it. Ended up taking 200 people to Marble Newtown. We walk into this auditorium in Marble Newtown just to stand there, you know, to say, hey, we want this corridor to come through. I don't know all the opposition, all the probability that would bring, but it had to do with jobs, I think, at the time.
Absolutely.
And
opening transit to and from wherever the Blue Route takes you, right?
Yes. It was huge.
Yeah.
And it got down to it that they got it through if they agreed to put sound barriers up behind the properties that would be in that corridor.
Absolutely.
And that's all out through Springfield and all.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Okay.
So she was a part of that.
Absolutely.
She also was on boards that dealt with 291 expansion. It's been a whole lot. She testified in Washington, D.C. on the welfare reform to try to restructure how they utilize food stamps. Because the green, red money wasn't working the way they wanted to work. It was being sold and everything else.
Right.
So I think she worked on the card.
Okay.
Mom had something to do with that.
Right.
And she was featured in a book for that.
Come on.
So it's a lot of information Lou Fields has with him, and he talked to me, and I asked Dray to try to translate that so I can put it out here today.
Absolutely.
So May 2nd, on that day, we're looking for those individuals that had any part of any event, not just those, any event that changed their lives and changed the course of the way Chester resident would live. You know, there's a whole lot of history here. When you talk to Mayor Butler, he knew my mother well.
Absolutely.
I talked to him the other night at Avery Sunshine.
Yeah.
It was good to see him. He's been a great representative and advocate for people in the city of Chester as well.
Absolutely.
The reason I know that because my mom and them made me recognize people like that.
Absolutely.
People that walked the line, you know, that made it look easy to do right. You know, and I admire people like that. There's a lot of them. Diane Palmer's not here. You know, she moved out. She was one of those folks. George Carter. You know, see, I would have never recognized people like that because if it wasn't for what Mom and Dad was doing. So now you take a picture, you say, oh, you look at other people that's doing this thing. Ella Bryant. You know, it's just so many. But now it's you. Now it's you providing a platform in the community. You don't only help me. I just left Miss Elaine Green.
Right.
She's one of the sponsors for this.
Right.
She sponsored the food.
Absolutely.
Sam is my electrician. He donated this from being in-house doing some work for me, and I was telling him what was going on. He offered to donate.
Right.
My 2 brothers, Tom and Eric,
Absolutely.
myself, and my son Dray, we're contributing the money and the time to provide food. Now, Rockadine to be on the grill. Rockadine is one of my dad's guys.
Right.
He got him in the city years ago.
Right.
Rock created a career out of it, and he's forever grateful.
Absolutely.
DJ Vinny, me and him been friends for a long time. Him and his wife Monica, they doing a lot in the city.
Absolutely.
He offered to do the DJing for me.
Yes, yes.
See, this is the thing I'm talking about with networking.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it comes together.
Yes.
You put God first, it comes together.
Yes.
Then Dray said, call John Pierre.
Right.
So you can go out here, Dad. And
Set a wide net. Set a wide net, man.
Yes.
The people that you've met, the people that you recognize as being leaders in your community, not really asking them, but they're standing next to you. What you need.
Yes.
Right. And that's how you know, your mother and father set a great precedence in front of you, right, to get things done in our community, right? So I like I said, I'm still here. I'm a soldier. Whatever you need.
This is for the city. We reached out to service, news networks and all, and we don't know if they'll show, but I told Dre this morning, it doesn't really matter.
No.
The people here knows, and I'm living that life.
Right.
Every one of my brothers and my sisters knows that people know what our mom and dad did, and that's it. We have the legacy established. We have the scholarship fund established. The sign will be there. I mean, I'm okay.
Right.
I'm 65 years old. At this age, I understand life. It's not about who, what, where, and why. It's the cause of why you make moves now. It's what is going to affect, who is going to affect.
Who's going to help.
And I choose my battles.
Right. You
know what I mean? Our family is strong. I can rely on my son. I'm older now. I can talk to these boys. And, they got a different, you guys, it's a little different now, being a little younger now, the way things work. The technology. Right. Some of the ideas don't work.
Right.
So I have to talk to these guys.
Right.
And listen, Dad, you ain't got to do that. You know what I mean? Or you can do this,
Right.
And so that's a great thing. Me and my wife are celebrating like 47 years together.
Come on.
So this is coming to fruition.
Yes.
And me and her is no different than Mom and Dad was.
Right.
We sit and we try to be there for our family. When things get tough, for me, I call my brothers, and we talk things out. We talked about how I approach this, to make sure everybody was involved. So we just want people to come on and have a good time. We're not going to make it stressful. We'll be out there from like 10 to like 1:30. I want to thank Mayor Roots, go way back.
Absolutely.
And the city council, Councilwoman West. She was close to my mom and dad. She's been pushing this for a long time. Her and Roots, Stephon Roots. But he's doing a tremendous job.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's doing a tremendous job.
He is.
I know him, but I don't bother him. I just watch him work because I know he has it in him.
When you realize what the city truly needed,
yeah,
right? And the city needed a champion. The city needed someone to acknowledge the past so that the current could understand what they could be.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't know your past, you don't know where you're going.
That's right.
Right. So I've always understood that acknowledging the past and paying and giving flowers to the people that came before you was one of the greatest gifts you could ever give to the next generation, because they understand that this is already done. Let me build on that. Let me help this. Let me help that, right? You need to be in a mindset of service in a community, right? If we're a true community and we're not just neighborhoods put together, if we're a true community, we need to be in service to one another, help each other. So I'm always for that. My grandma was big on that, right? So I take a lot of energy from her. I just have I'm super excited for this, and I've been to naming situations before. I just did Avery Sunshine, right?
Yes, that was awesome.
And that was awesome, right? And now to be at another one, I'll go live and we'll talk to you while we're there. I just have a question, right?
Yes, absolutely.
While Mom and Dad were fighting for the community, did you ever notice any strifes, any upset moments that would make you like, why are you doing it then, Mom? Right?
Yeah. Well, there was some political pressure there.
Right.
Because Mom and Dad was Republicans.
Right.
And it wasn't for no specific reason. But back then, you needed the drive, you needed the support from the powers that be.
Right.
And it's not like selling your soul, but it's like knowing how to get things done.
Right.
And they didn't do that.
Right.
See, Mom and Dad, what people don't know is that they stood up against a lot of people.
Right.
you know, and they wasn't like for that.
Right.
Had tough times when you ran across families that had tough living situations. And I remember her trying to help a family. And at the time, the father of these kids was had a mental problem and wouldn't allow her to get in the house and get to these kids and to get them the necessary help they needed. I remember us being afraid at the house that night because mom went out late that night. Her and dad went out late because one of the kids called her.
Right.
They ended up getting it done. But things like that, there were times when, you know, at the dances you have some kids that wanted to cause trouble. That wasn't nothing scary, but you have to deal with that. But a lot of those kids end up being okay,
right.
you know, because mom and them would bring them around. So listen, you don't have the money to ask us, we'll let you in.
Let you
but
in.
don't jump in the window,
Right.
you know what I mean? But there was always individual battles, people that didn't understand what they were doing. See, what happens in our community is if you step up to do something, that's when you get the most attention. And sometimes it's not all good.
It's not all good.
But if you're not doing anything, then people won't bother you. You know, you can walk around all day.
All day.
But as soon as you step out,
Right.
oh, he's trying to get rich.
Right.
Oh, she's trying to do this, she's trying to do that. So what they wanted to do was, as we came up, because I was bothered by that as a kid, because I had to, you know, I had people that didn't like me that I had never met.
Never met.
And I'm playing, all I want to do is play ball like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't like me or play football like you. And those kind of things, you don't understand. So instead of them drilling us to combat that, Lou Fields always told me, you don't have to do that. That person know why they don't like you. They have to live with that.
Right,
You
not
don't have
you.
to conform to that.
It's a personal problem.
It's a personal problem. So I went on to become myself, ended up finding some good friends, man. I mean, Dennis Jackson, Rudy Burton, when we started playing, because I didn't play ball where everybody played ball at first. But when I went to the boys club, I was always welcome. Mr. Carter always treated me good and anything I needed. But I didn't grow up playing there. You know what I mean? So I learned from Lou and the Wise and all the gyms we had. I just learned that way. Guy named Hassan Myers learned me to play basketball.
Right.
I was in Catholic school.
Okay.
And watching Stefan, because Stefan could shoot.
Right.
That's how I learned how to play ball.
Right.
But when I got older, guys that didn't know me, I became friends with all of them. We became friends in high school, played ball together, Chester High School. Rudy, Dennis, Gary Morris, Brent Hagwood. Those are my friends. But they didn't know me because I was Youth in Action. And that's how people looked at it. Youth in Action was universal. It was for everybody. And when that got out there, and that's when it became good. But there was some, hostility in some areas, but it wasn't enough to stop anything.
Right.
You know, in fact, it made you stronger.
And that's just a question that I had, right? Because, I'm experiencing that.
I understand.
Right? And over the past 2 years, it's gotten harder, for me to be out there, right? When I realized that things aren't happening the way I thought they would, right? So,
Yes.
I had to take a couple steps back. But I got a text today from somebody that I admire, and he was like, bro, no, like, you got it. Like, just get back out there, right? Ain't nobody mad, ain't nobody upset, right? Like, get over it, right? And keep moving. So that was just a question that I had, right?
That's good because I'm glad you asked that because the banquet brought a lot of attention.
Right.
But I wanted people to know, and Dray can verify it. His dad, I don't even want to do the one banquet.
Right.
But the fact that I made a move, and it's the right move, I didn't have any background in that. And anybody that's doing that is not readily going to open up the door to help you, right? It's not like that no more. I found someone that does that for a living, and you met Heather in TCF.
Yes.
Because of that, it opened my mind up,
Right.
and it made me be able to sit back and look at a whole picture instead of being pressed to cover
Get it
everything.
done, right?
I was able to sit back and say, oh, I can choose to do this way or not. And they were able to give me the information. And when you have these scholarship funds, it is not about spending money. It is about making
money, right?
And, to have I remember the first lesson I learned, we needed table settings for my mom's first banquet.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, you want me to try to find them, to buy them? We'll go here. She said, no. I'm going to go on Facebook. I'm going to ask for donations do anybody have table settings to donate? Right. And I never, I'm working, and I'm thinking.
We got the money to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm looking, and it looks like within an hour,
Right.
Somebody type up, I have over 50 table settings that I will donate to you. You can keep.
Wow.
And there was like these fancy made jars.
Right.
And she was able to set them on the tables and put flowers in them. And she taught me, she said, this is to make money, Ike.
Right.
It's not for profit.
Right.
It's not to spend money. It's to make money. And that changed my whole perspective on it. So I said, okay, yeah, we'll do it another year. Absolutely. And we just duplicated what we did the first year. Right. But there was a young lady that nobody knows. God, I got to remember her name. She was responsible for my overcoming obstacles department. Program. And I couldn't have been successful, I don't believe, without her.
Right.
And she's going to kill me.
Right.
Because I hadn't talked to her in a long time. And I just can't recall, but her mother and my mother was best friends. And I didn't know it. And she told me that. But she brought a whole different element to our program that I would have never been able to do.
Absolutely.
It's people like that. Right. Sharona. It's people like that. That's her name. She's going to kill me. But I haven't been in the loop. But without her, that program made a difference in a whole nother community of people that I would have never touched.
Absolutely.
In the autism community. And those families are the most appreciative and the most hardworking that I ever experienced. Those mothers made that banquet.
Yes.
So it's about people. And I'm going to tell you something, man. That banquet had me feeling like that too after the second one. We probably could have kept going.
Right.
Because we had the Overcoming Obstacles segment, and I had a certain way I was picking people because I was looking at what they really was doing.
Right.
Then I looked at what difference are they making?
Right.
Is it more for profit or are they making a difference?
In the community.
We were able to pick people that was making a difference. It was like yourself.
Right. I thank you for that.
Yeah.
I do.
So,
that was the last event that I got to be with my mom. Right.
Yes.
And
I met her at the thing.
Right.
Standing right in front of her.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember the night before she passed away, I had a conversation. She's like, you see what you're doing in the community? Like, this person that you've become was what you had to go through, right? Everything that you went through prior, right? I didn't think you would stay at the radio station long because there was no money in it for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know how much you love money, but you stayed here, you found a job, you got to working, you're out in the community, you're doing things. She's like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Amen.
Right. And everything that we went through, that we went through, all the disappointment, all the arguing, all the fussing, all the fighting, all the yelling, all the screaming, all the back and forth to jail, everything that you did made you who you are today. Right. And I'm proud of that. Right. And then the next day she was gone. And it was like, man, like, so
you go through something.
On my laptop is a picture we took at your event, right? And I look at it
right there
every day, right? Because, like she said, she was proud of me, so that gave me the strength to keep going. But it hurt on the other side, right? Because I want my mom to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want both my parents.
But it will affect you longer than you think, though.
Right. Oh, I know. I'll never be the same.
Yeah, it took me. Dray, my son dealt with it.
Right.
After my mom passed, I was like in shock, and didn't realize it. It might have been a year, and I was working some job. I was out in Norristown on some job. I was on a contract deal because the office had closed down. I worked for my mom for like 25 years. So we had to get real jobs and careers and stuff. And so I got with this contract company. We were doing meters for Pico, and I was sitting out there in the truck. And the song came on, Mama. And I broke down. One of the guys that was doing meters, Billy Boyer, was a close friend of mine from Chester. He was older than me, but Louis Boyer, they knew us. He said, Ike, what's up? I said, I'm just thinking about my mom. He said, get it out. He said, I was wondering when that was going to happen. Like that, because she had just died. And so that stays with you. But the strength, like right now, in my age, I think about what they would do. I'm a lot like my dad. I had to take deep breaths because I'm a lot like him. When it comes to, now I'm finding myself really like him, man, when it comes to certain things. And Dray laughed because, hey, man, I had to say, all right, be cool. You know what I mean? Daddy wasn't no joke, man. But I think it comes with time because it wasn't about, the guys from the city would tell you, it wasn't about he was mean. It was about he expect you to learn after being told something. You know what I mean? And I had to learn that lesson, from him over some years, some things that occurred, and I had to learn. And he had to watch me mature. I don't think he expected that because of the way I was raised.
Right.
But, sometimes, there's other kids that's in need. And my mom and them tend to not look at us at that time to need as much as
other kids, right?
They needed.
That didn't have.
Yeah. Especially when
Ike and Tommie Lee in
away.
their house, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, and I thought about it coming up, and I was like, man, you didn't have my grandma. My grandma used to drop me off at school, Chester High. I love you. Like because it was other kids that didn't receive that.
Yes.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, right.
Then I go into the school, now I'm being bullied. Now I'm like, I got to fight. You feel me? It took me a little while to even want to punch on another black person because it's like, yo, y'all don't know we struggling together, right?
Yes.
Like, why are we fighting each other? Like, and my father always used to tell me, like, how important it was not to fight your brother. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, we shouldn't be fighting. But then I understood, oh, no, this is what we doing in the cage? Oh, let's have it then, right? And then I became that person outside in the street just doing dumb stuff. So
I got you.
My grandmother loved me very much, and I had that. I had that in abundance from my aunts, my cousins, my family, right? So a lot of people didn't have that. So I got that. I understood that very young, like, okay. And I welcome my friends in the house. My grandma's like, who you bringing over to eat today? I'm bringing over Lamont or
That's
Eric.
so familiar, man.
Because his mom and dad ain't home, right? I know where his mom is, but, he just want to come through and eat. We would eat and sit there and talk. He would fall asleep. She's like, you got to go home. I'll walk him home. You know what I mean? Take him home. Can he get a plate to go?
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes,
so,
and
my grandma was always like, yeah, baby, go ahead.
That's why you understood me so much.
Right.
You said that to me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you something, though. Right now, this is how we deal with this. It's God's time now.
Mm-hmm.
I have an elder that I do spiritual counseling with. I'm saying this because I want people to know that God is first and foremost in my life. This is not something personal that I'm putting out there. Okay. What I realize is that all these things that we deal with because of other people that they may place on you by their behavior and their thoughts and their actions, those are the things that in spiritual quiet time is that you ask God to deliver you from. I'm going through a whole cleansing now, spiritual cleansing. I am so free of what people expect me to say and do, what people think, and I've never been in my whole life. So when you start to see what people, coming at you or talking about this, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or whatever they do to make you feel that way, then in your quiet place, you present that. And then God will make it so that it'll just be nothing.
Nothing.
It'll be nothing when it happens, Again, my son Ike the third, he's a lot like his mom. People don't bother him.
At all.
Dray has been in the spotlight. He had to learn to not let people bother him. And then he told me, he said, Dad, you walk in the morning, you spend your time with God, or you go to the gym, whatever, and you place those things in front of him. You ask him to deliver you from them. That's how you're going to succeed and walk out what God has for you. You think you sitting here, me sitting here, my son did what he did, my family, mother and father did what they did because they wanted to, or it just came to mind? No. Things that you do that changes people's lives, that helps people, that's God. All of us have a purpose here.
Absolutely.
You never get to that purpose, I found out late. I'm 65. That you'll never get to that purpose if you're in charge, if you're doing your thing, your thinking, your way. It's hard for me to bow down and say, oh, I can't make a move the way I want to fix this.
Right.
Let me call this person, or let me do this and that. It's hard not to do that no more. I don't do it. I'm dealing with something right now. I haven't made any moves on my own. I just pray and wait, and stuff comes to me. And God will let you know what to do.
Yes.
So the most thing I want to leave folks with that's listening to this is that put God first now.
Please.
Put God first out here. This is that time. And whatever he's going to do with me, I'm asking him to give it to me, because nothing I do or gain here, I'm going to take with me. It's not about cars anymore. It's not about money. It's not about clothes. All that stuff, yes, it's fine to prosper.
Right.
But the real deal is that your spirit is right.
Boy.
See, and so that's where I'm at today. And so this thing here, Saturday morning, May 2nd,
Yes, sir.
Pastor J.T. Harrison, I asked to come to bless it.
Okay.
We're putting God first there.
Right.
People to come out. We want to have food and drink. We have sodas, chips, hamburgers, hot dogs grilled by Rock. And we're just going to have a good time. But we're going to remember the purpose. Mom and Dad's purpose was, what did the banner say, Dray? What did you have on the banner? So, legacy of love.
Love and leadership.
Love and leadership will be the theme for that day. But, again, I got to thank the council, mayor, and Councilwoman West, and the council for doing this for us. You humble yourself, and you be very grateful for things, and you don't expect things. When things come, I find that you just be grateful when they happen. It's not good all the time to try to make things happen. Mm-mm. I didn't do this. I went after the banquet, but the Mosley brothers started this.
Right.
I let it go. Right. We talked about it, and then I let it go. Right. And then Mayor Roots got back to me with this idea, and I said, "Thank you." Just call me out of clear blue one evening when he got time. Right.
I want to thank you for coming through the radio station. I thank you for always calling me and putting service at my front door. Right. I'll never deny at all. Anytime you call, I'm always ready.
I appreciate it. I really do.
I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate the legacy that your mother and father left here, in helping the youth and helping the next generation understand how important it is to believe in themselves and to want more. Right, no matter where you come from. Right,
yes.
no matter where, no matter what your circumstances are. Mom and dad not in the house. Dad not in the house. Mom not in the house. You're living with grandma. You're living with auntie. You're living with whoever. You're in the shelter, you're in the foster care, you're not living with family, right? You can still find yourself doing great things if you believe in your creator, yes. If you allow your creator to lead you, right? So, I was running the street for years, mad, upset, and I was at work writing in a book, and my boss said, "We don't pay you to do that, P." I was like, oh. And I was writing Cultivating Mature Positivity, right? I was going to therapy. I was doing the things I was supposed to do. Right. He said, "We don't pay you to do that." I'm like, "No, you really don't." My area was cool. It was clean. The machine was down. I couldn't do anything else. So he walked in the office. I sat there. I wrote. Another 20 minutes go by. He come by. He said, "P, you got to get up." I said, "It's clean. I've already done it. I'm waiting for the machine to start back up." He walked back past. And then I wrote in the book, "If you don't do it now, when you going to do it?" I got up, walked in the office, gave my badge, and I'm good for quitting the job. I'll walk out on whatever. I'm done. I'll figure it out. But I was upset because it was a job. I had just stopped hustling. I was like, man, what am I going to do? Like,
right.
I went and talked to my sister and sat in her house and cried. And she was like, "No, start the radio station then. If that's what we doing. How much money you got?" I told her. She was like, "That might not be enough. You might need a partner," right? So I had to look for somebody. And I found him, and we started it, and we've been here. It'll be 10 years next year, right? September 2nd, 2027, 10 years of just cultivating mature positivity, yes. Right? Putting the belief back in our community that we need to talk about the issues that we have, right? And heal them and move things forward, right? But I wouldn't do that if it wasn't for your mom and father.
Amen.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't even know that I could do that if they hadn't already done what they've done.
That's it.
Right? So that legacy of love and leadership, right, it pours into multiple people. Yes. And if no one wants to give the people before them credit, I do.
Amen.
Right? So I thank you.
And
right?
I'm humbled by it.
Absolutely.
Humbled by that. You acknowledging that. That's what it's all about.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's all about.
Yeah. CMPRadio.net. This was the Cultivating Mature Positivity Podcast. I want to thank my guest, Ike Jones, for stopping through. May 2nd. What time we starting?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
We'll be there much earlier to make sure we get the grill done. 10 o'clock, we're going to go to about 1:30.
Okay. Like you said, say food. It'll be a celebration.
DJ Vinny
will be out there with the music.
Rockadine on the grill.
Rockadine on the grill. Listen, man, stop through, like shake a hand, come out and meet some people. And you never know what could start from this, right? If you have an idea, if you want to help your community, if you want to bring some people together to come out and clean up and move.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Bring your own chairs.
Yes.
Bring your own chairs.
Right.
We will have trash cans there, so I need you to use them.
Right.
The mayor has already informed me he's not going to have a lot of staff to be cleaning up.
Right.
So let's just be organized and be, respectful of this event.
Absolutely.
And of the city. Okay?
Right. We're out of here, man. I want to thank Ike Jones for Cyber. Thank you, Dray. I appreciate you, good brother. And like I said, May 2nd, 10 o'clock, 5th and Parker Street. Come out and participate and be a part of this legacy of love and leadership, man. We're out of here. CMPRadio.net.